Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Children of Morta. Time now to venture into the third zone of the second chapter, but before we do that, looks like there's a bit of a family meeting going on.
They had no cure for Mary's illness yet, and she was deteriorating. Kevin wanted to know whether the other monks in the monasteries of the forests could be of any help, but Mark had seen many of them slaughtered. The only way was their mission. The trees that carried the medicine must be somewhere in Old Barahat.
Alright, I think that's one of the cutscenes that we wouldn't have seen if we had already finished that story arc earlier. I don't think I'm gonna put too much pressure on myself to see all the cutscenes, because some of them are only to the effect of, oh, you've been not doing this important thing, and now the characters are gonna talk about how long it's taking and how slow you're being, so I'm not that obsessed with seeing everything that I'm gonna, start playing badly just to see the cutscenes that are telling you that you're playing badly. Alright. Who are we gonna go with? I mean, the overpowered Lucy, she's always a good option. Oh, we could also go with Linda, and I think we're gonna go with Linda, because we do need to unlock your final family trait, and just level you up in general. I think you've got a good skill distribution as it stands. And you're in the right area, right? Yeah, Ruins of Old Barahat only has 2 zones. The middle area had 4 zones, and this is definitely not the first area. Ooh, already some elites. Ooh. And her thing that stuns enemies that come close to her. Wow, that guy hit hard. Her thing that stuns enemies that come close. Oh my god, I thought I could walk through that, but I couldn't. What I was trying to say was her thing, her ability, that musical thing, what's it called? Harmonic slam. That, oh my god, that stuns enemies that comes close. It looks like she can do it pretty quickly. I should probably save that last bit of health because I overhealed a little bit. Oh, that was a good crescendo right there. Making good progress towards the next level. What is this? Nearby enemies take damage when you're attacked. Sounds good to me. We're also finding large amounts of more. 40 from a regular enemy is pretty good. We're definitely going to be upgrading something, assuming we reach the end of this dungeon, even if we don't beat the boss. I keep calling them dungeons. They're not dungeons. They're runs. I need to get my terminology straight. I'm still mentally affected by.
Steps were to be taken in the correct order.
I was gonna say, I'm still mentally affected by my Might and Magic 6 playthrough. And even in that game, I basically called every interior zone a dungeon, even though a lot of them very clearly are not dungeons. A dungeon is a specific thing with a specific meaning, but you know how it is. Okay. Again, these guys are not going to give us experience, sadly, but they will give us money and potentially gemstones. So it wasn't number 1. Oh! I didn't mean to hit that, but I would have hit that anyway. It was number 2, but after that, it wasn't number 1 to follow up. So 2 and then either 3 or 4. The reason... Oh! The reason I moved, you know, like... I hit this and I moved immediately was because I wasn't expecting this to be correct. It was only a 1 in 3 chance. So 2, 4, and then 1 or 2. Another bit more. How much do we have? Quite a bit, but for the thing that I'm saving up for, which is basic attack damage, I'm gonna need quite a bit. So it was... Oh no, it was 2, not 3. See, that's the problem with this minigame in particular, is that when it's a long combat, oh, and there's someone sneaking up on us. I'm trying to be clever. So when it's a long combat, you will often just forget which one it was by the end of it. Okay, so it was 2, 4, 1, 3. There we go. What is our reward? Evade bars fill up faster, and a rare animal treat. I'm happy with both of those, to be honest. Alright, what's going on down here? Oh, a bunch of nonsense. Oh, how many enemies have shown up? What? Oh, I walked into a sand vortex. And I don't have any free hits to absorb, unlike Lucy. I'm gonna save that health, actually. Oh my god. That was embarrassing. Oh my... I didn't even notice that explosion plant trap. Oh, there's an interesting enemy type. Weird mutant Sonic the Hedgehog thing. They'll just come and roll at you. Okay, let's try and be a little bit conservative. Let's not rush. Let's be focused. Let's try and not get into dangerous situations. Let's not back ourselves into corners either. All we need to do is be focused, try our best to avoid damage, and then over the long term, we'll get more health back than we will lose. If we're reckless though, then this could all end very quickly. Oh, see that guy was trying to be, trying to roll right into us. Alright. We already have Guardian's Rage. And honestly, if I run into an elite, I am gonna use... Oh, another one of these vortexes. They really should pull enemies in as well. That's just... It's just unfair to have something like this. Okay, these guys are fine. Okay, I noticed that projectile coming towards me just in time. Oh my god. Okay, I need to pull it together because I am... This isn't the worst I've ever played, but it's not going to be good enough to win. let's see what this rune is. Primary attacks burn enemies. Sure, I'll take that. It's not gonna last long. Being on the primary attack, it's gonna get slowly used up with every attack we do, and because we're always using our primary attack, that means it is not gonna last long. In fact, it is already about a quarter of the way gone. I said I would use my Guardian's Rage if I ran into an elite, but because you're by yourself, you see how I cleverly walked behind those traps? It's almost like I'm learning. Okay. That's good. The next 5 hits are ignored is definitely something to think about for the boss fight. Melee attackers are slowed. Okay. This in combination with this could be good, but do I have an incentive to save up? Actually, you know what? We've already buffed up our Guardian Rage so that it lasts a long time. That gives us an incentive to make it even better. Ooh. Okay, yeah, no, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna save up to improve my Guardian's Rage. Because our build so far hasn't really relied on us using the Harmonic Slam. Poison damage is good. All right, let's just go. Let's just go on. Of Old Barra Hut, 2 of 2. I wish for the rune it would only count successful attacks against enemies. Because anyone who's played games like this with a controller will tell you it's hard to get pinpoint accuracy, right? It's different when you're doing it with a mouse and keyboard, but with a controller, frequently, because you're judging the angle of the stick, you'll be sending shots to the left or to the right of where they actually need to go. And with a bonus that's temporary and only lasts based on how many regular attacks you've done, it goes away pretty quickly because you're going to be missing a lot of attacks just by virtue of it being a controller. Right, how much gold have we got? Quite a bit. We're gonna get another rank in. Ooh, these guys are. Oh, these guys are actually pretty tough once they start charging, especially if you've misjudged which direction they're gonna go, like I did over there. Okay, that's good. Yeah, that guy was lining up his charge, but I knew I could kill him before he got to me. I don't want to decrease my max health. I'm sorry. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, let's open this. Whole bunch of morph is always good. And what is this? Okay, I'm not gonna go crazy trying to get combos, but if it happens, then I will rejoice. But I'm not gonna go out of my way trying to make combos happen, because that is a very surefire way to just get yourself killed. Oh, although... no, it's not gonna happen. Although it could. A lot of enemies, especially enemies that split. But no, we messed it up because we got frozen and we're not able to continue our streak. So I'm just gonna kill, although more enemies are spawning. For once, that's something that's actually good for us. How far can we get it? Oh, I think we're gonna do it. Ah, we got it. Although I went against what I said, and I went out of my way to make that happen, and as a result, I took so much unnecessary damage. And I can already tell you, it was not worth it, because we already did not have a shortage in gemstones. We have gemstones dropping at a good rate naturally, so... You know what, that's okay. We can use the gemstone to heal us, and only get back a fraction of the health that we lost getting it. So, you know, let that be a lesson to you. Don't do what I just did. Alright, what's going on here? Oh, that's good. Okay. Alright, alright. We are doing fine. I should have also probably used my Guardian Rage. Would have probably saved me some of that damage by killing that group of enemies quicker. Primary attack will knock back enemies. That's fine. Well, I think we are close to the end. Or are we? No, I think there might... Oh! What? Oh, I think we took damage and triggered something. Triggered one of our helpful abilities, but one that didn't actually do anything, because the thing that did damage to us was not an enemy, but an environmental hazard that cannot be killed. Alright, but... 7 gemstones, what can we do? Well, we could get something good at the shop. The shopkeeper, who keeps saying that he'd love to give us free things, but somehow, despite all the business we've given him, doesn't seem to ever feel that it's the right time to actually give us something for free. This guy is easy enough. We don't need to waste our Guardian Rage. Are we gonna level up again? Is the question. The answer to that is doubtful, because look how much of the level we've cleared, and look how much of our experience bar still needs filling. You know, you do the math. And this is such an awkward place to fight, because it's a narrow area with a trap right there, and an exploding thing behind it. Okay, I'm not even sure what hit me the second time there. Well, let's continue. But if we find good groups of enemies like this, never know. Could at least get close to a level up. I'm gonna try and save that if I can, and hope that enemies don't force me to walk into that health as I'm backtracking. Oh my god, this... It really should pull enemies into it too. Like, if they're just gonna walk at me and force me to take damage, trying to react to them, then that trap should pull enemies in as well. I'm sorry, that just... It was done for balance reasons, I know. You know, making it so that traps don't affect enemies. But it's just too annoying and frankly insulting to just see them ignore something that should be pulling them in quite strongly based on what it does to me. Okay. A bit of a chain reaction on those plants. Just something to be mindful of as we move through. Another... oh boy. Oh no. I thought I had another evade. In fact, I'm pretty sure I did. For some reason it didn't. Harmonic Slam drains enemy health is something that is very interesting to me. Looks like that guy has some pretty serious damage reduction. Yeah, we've got 7,000. Morv. Oh my god, see that guy has a pretty... Like, the range on his roll attack is pretty high. Alright. Let's just get it together and let's go down here. What's down here? Ooh, there's a special room. Could be something. I mean, it obviously is something, but could be something interesting. Lucky healing. Okay, this is just like one of Grandfather's journals, I think.
In contending with the bandits, Adam and his group encountered the black substance again.
Alright. Okay. Black substance is seeping out of their mouths as they attacked. Oof. That is pretty gnarly. I would not want to be fighting people like that. I mean, even if I was able to beat them in combat, that's still a pretty disgusting thing to deal with from a opponent you're engaged in combat with. What? I'm pretty sure I wasn't making any contact with that trap, but whatever you say, game. Whatever you say. And looks like I'm gonna just take this health and go around and see what's in what I assume is the last area in this zone. Yeah, I really should start improving crit chance, because when we do crit, it's a serious amount of damage. Uh-oh. Alright, handle that reasonably. Oh no, if I had brought these slime guys, we could have made another 25 kill thing happen, because these guys split into other enemies and then you can shoot them to carry on your kill chain. But I wasn't able to make that happen, because those quicker enemies rushed at me too quickly. Alright, looks like there's more to this dungeon, but maybe not that much more, depending on what's in here. Oh, we got a full heal, that's good. Oh, I need to take this guy down ASAP. Okay. That crescendo went against the wrong enemies. Might be able to make something happen with this. Indeed we did. We got another gem, but can we get even more? Can we get 30? Probably not gonna hit 50. That would be or even 40. Yeah, 30 was good. I was pretty happy with that. Ooh, got nearly 9,000 gold. What's here? Another potentially special room? Ooh, okay. What's going on here? Is this going to be a
In
combat?
days gone by, the life of the desert folk, the depended on the trees. Now, the same pieces of wood were taking their lives. The Bergson wondered if Mary's cure could be found among the corrupted trunks and branches.
Huh. Looks like that was just a bit of exposition and potentially some foreshadowing. But no actual combat, no actual progress per se. But it's got a bunch of pots in it. Oh, and the trees are killing people, I guess, by impaling them, which... that doesn't look comfortable. But I do notice that part of the map is unexplored, so I'm gonna go around quickly and rectify that. Need to go around here, and we are agonizingly close to another level, but it's not gonna happen. It might happen if we win the boss fight, or it might happen during the boss fight if the boss is one of those ones that summons enemies that grant you experience upon killing them. Some bosses do that. The spider boss did that. I think the first Act 2 boss also does that. They're like summoning regular enemies that do the regular things when you kill them, including a chance to drop health. It doesn't look like there's anything else to do except...
His hands trembled near constantly, only calming at the touch of stone.
We're not going to be getting high kill combos during the fight, so I'm not going to waste anything on that. I will do this. Lightning damage on evading is pretty good. I mean, it's something that, while its usefulness is questionable, it can only help. It's not a double-edged sword situation like some of these can be. A small chance to instantly kill? Sounds good to me. On our first relic. Okay, how much money do we have? We've stored up 9,000, almost. So even if we die, we've gone back with a lot of gold. Alright. Now, I don't remember exactly how this fight goes, which is gonna make for an interesting combat situation. I remember what the boss looks like, I just don't remember what it does. We do have Guardian Rage. I need to not forget that. In fact, I'm gonna use it right at the beginning.
The tree of prosperity was withered after twisting away from Rhea's will.
Oh no, yo, yeah, he does the, like a get over here kind of move. And then he will go into this phase. This I do remember. He'll summon roots, and while they're active, stuff will pop up out of the ground to try and hit you. Oh, he's gone into the phase again. Don't think the roots are giving me any experience. Maybe they are, I don't know. I'm not staring too hard at my experience bar. I am focusing on... Well, I mean, they're dropping health. Maybe it's experience, but I doubt it. I have no idea where my crescendos are going. It doesn't even look like they're landing on enemies of any kind. What are you targeting? With this much health on the ground, it's highly likely that we're gonna... Where are the crescendos going? Yeah, You're not... They're not going towards any of the enemies. That is... mystifying. Is it because of the rune I picked up? Has the rune ruined my crescendos? Are they only targeting my own feet? Because that defeats the entire purpose of this ability. Are they gonna work properly now that I've used up the rune? I don't know. I'll have to try once more. I don't know what's gone wrong with this ability. But it is broken. Maybe it's this boss fight that's ruined it? Because crescendo should not be working like that. Let me use my relic as well. Crescendo should not be landing at my feet. Crescendo should be targeting enemies. Okay, and I think he's invulnerable while he's in this phase. That hit him. That went nowhere, is it? Maybe I'm gonna wait for him to be in this mode. Because what's probably happening is the game isn't recognizing these things as enemies. So I've got to wait for him to... Yeah, okay, that... solve the mystery. Yeah. I wish I had figured that out before I wasted my rune, because that was a pretty good rune that could have helped us out a lot. At least when he does do that attack, he gives you enough time to evade out of the way. It's a bit of a slog of a fight, isn't it? I mean, health globes are dropping often enough that...
The spirit cracked as bark splintered and left behind the seed that the Bergsons were looking for.
Alright. Like, that was a bit of a slog of a fight, because at a certain point it became obvious that I was gonna win. But he just kept going into that phase over and over again, where I don't think you can do actually any damage to him. And this is gonna unlock another upgrade at the workshop.
No time to waste. Mary was waiting.
Medicinal seeds are good. Let's just go forward. And I'm sure we're in store for another cutscene. Alright.
A sip of the potion was enough for Mary to open her eyes, and for John to exhale with relief. Unbidden, pain shot up Mary's spine and filled her eyes. Something other than her illness. The baby was coming. It was time. The air was suddenly still. Mary's sickness had made them forget that the ravenous mountain god was after their baby. Curses. The Black Altar had come alive with an ominous will. Even Rhea's light couldn't keep it at bay, couldn't delay the evil of the sacrifice forced upon them. When John held her for the very first time, she was crying the song of life. Life was all that went through her father's mind. How he wished that he could give his own life instead of his baby's, but his life was worthless to the cruel god. Mary burst into tears. She feared that John was going to give up their baby to save the world, a world that at this moment was worth nothing at all to her. What chance did the Bergsons have against this monstrous cruelty of an immortal god? What a rotten fate that had doomed them to this destiny. How could John accept this heinous cycle of looming apocalypse and child sacrifice? His whole body shook from the conflict inside him. Every glance from his family was like a mortal wound to his heart. Would they let hope die this day? This could not be the end. No. Grandma had already sacrificed herself for them. There would be no more sacrifices. Together, they were going to break that cycle and defeat unjust fate. And the look in their eyes became one of resolve. For life, for hope.
All right, so a few things. We've got another cutscene, but we will look at that shortly. Before we do, just a couple things to touch on with everything that just happened. Number one, I'm glad that John made the right decision in the end. In fact, the way he stabbed his sword into the altar and apparently destroyed it, that was pretty badass. Having said that, I am disappointed with him for even briefly entertaining the thought of sacrificing the child. So he let me down a little bit, but he then also redeemed himself by, turning around and making the right move in the end. The other thing is, after the baby was born, and I think while he was in while the baby was in, I think it's while she was in John's hands, like the animation of her kind of waving her arms around, that was just, it was really adorable. I thought that was really cute. Okay, with that said, let's take a look at this.
Would their decision bring even more of the mountain god's corrupted wrath upon them? They worried together, but each time they looked at Hope and saw her smile, resolve and belief in a better future would ease their worry.
I can see why they would wonder if they've done the right thing, but I mean, even if they sacrificed the child, it was clearly implied that it would be at best a temporary reprieve, not even a proper actual resolution to the problem. So you might as well not give in and at least try to actually engineer a better solution. Alright, now with that done, we are gonna just do a couple last things before we call an end to the video. I'm gonna give 2 treats to Faramars. And another 2 treats to... Another 2 treats, yes, to Riker. Bringing them both back up to 15%. Now we're gonna go to Ben's workshop. Let me just look at our... workshop. See how much we can buy. Probably just 1. Yeah, we would need 5,200. We also unlocked this. Ooh, critical hit damage. I think it's time to start doing this. Put damage. And crit chance. And that is the last we can spend on anything. Alright. So I think... yeah, I think that's good. I am all but certain we have other things yet to find in the second chapter, so we are gonna be going straight back there with one of the other characters in the next run. But in this run, we made some good story progress. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. I'm pretty happy with the pace at which things are moving. We didn't get another, truckload of cutscenes. We just got the one powerful one, and we were able to properly appreciate it. And that's, I think, the pace at which the game is best. And I'll try to maintain that pace for the rest of the game, although it being a roguelike, there are no guarantees. Sometimes nothing happens for a while, and then 3 things happen all at once. It's just the nature of the genre. But yes, anyway. Next time we're gonna be going back into Act 2 to try and get some of the other encounters there out of the way. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you'll join me for the next one. So until then, take care.